What's up, guys? I'm out here at Kinkaid Lake and it is cold. I got a sock cap on. We had a pretty heavy duty front coming through. I'm about to hit this log over here. Let me pull up a little bit. Air temps are 41 degrees and it's been cloudy most of the morning. The sun just came out, but the wind's blowing like 20, gust up to 30. Huge cold front came through last night. Nobody on the lake. There's one other boat in the parking lot, that's it, which is kind of cool. Water's still really stained. I got 58 degrees. Just getting started, got a few hours. I'm gonna try to stay shallow, cover some water, spinnerbait and stuff. Beautiful day out here though, beautiful day. Four and a half feet.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that how this is all the way back here?
Well,
You fish back here much?
yeah, you go around the corner there and then you go through some little bluffs and it gets a little deeper. It gets about 8 and then it gradually gets to 15 or so.
I've never put in back here. I got a 19-foot open bow.
You'll be all right.
I've never put in.
They just had a big walleye boat and they put in right here. Yeah, when you go around, just kind of stay to the left. Once you get around the corner, you're all right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got to pay attention.
Yeah.
But once you go out about another 1,000 yards, it's pretty straightforward after that.
Okay. Good deal. Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go, folks. That fish is fat. Nice fat keeper. I came on a black and blue 1/4 ounce moccasin swim jig. The little biospawn trailer on there. Look at that fish, man. She is swelled up. Fish is almost as wide as it is long. You know, I'm fishing back in this shallow pocket here, and I've been throwing a spinnerbait and flipping a jig, and I just picked up that swim jig, and that's what happened. So still trying to figure it out, but that's a beautiful fish. Look at the spots on the tail. It's a nice one. Little chatterbait fish. Keeping my head down, covering water. Fat little sucker though. Another fish on the chatterbait. It's got slow out here. Just been fishing these little pockets on the north side of the lake because the wind's blowing so hard. Can't really get on the other side. And just covering water. It's a nice fish. He's blind in one eye. No wonder he hit my chatterbait. There we go. It's a nice fish. It's coming across that point with this chatterbait, and there's a little bit of stickage right there, and she grabbed it. Another chatterbait fish. That little skinny dipper. Nice fish. Having to work for them a little bit, folks. You know, if you guys are looking for a nice chatterbait rod this Lews Custom Light. It's the LCL MH 7'3" medium heavy fast action. This is a great chatterbait rod. I just started fishing it this year, but it's got good tip to it, but it's got a nice solid backbone. And it's, the nice thing is that you want a rod that is soft on the tip, so when that fish grabs it, it can load up and you don't pull the bait out of its mouth. And it also aids in having a little bit more accurate cast with the softer tip. I'll leave links to all this stuff I talked about today in the video in the description box below. Nice fish. Skipped it right underneath that tree over there. Look at that. That sucker ate that black and blue moccasin swim jig. It's got a green pumpkin rage crawl in there. I just kind of skipped it underneath that overhanging tree and I was pulling it up to the top of the tree. I guess she was suspended there. That's a fat fish. She just sucked it down. Pretty cool bite. It's a good jig. American made too, folks. Remember, American made. All right, guys, the water temperature is 60 degrees, and I just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing today, what I've been kind of targeting. Mainly been fishing the wind's blowing, so hopefully this audio is good. I've been keying on these north-facing pockets, so here's a good example of what I'm looking for. It's got a bunch of wood in the back, you got a few overhanging trees. Most of these pockets are about 6 or 7 feet out in the middle, you know, and then of course it gets really flat back there, and everything I've been catching has been off of wood. And I've been using 2 baits today. I've been using the black and blue moccasin swim jig, and then I've been using the white jackhammer, which is a chatterbait. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that. It's an overpriced chatterbait, but it does have a different action. So I'm gonna sit down back here and I'm gonna show you kind of the trailers that I put on this stuff. Hope this audio is okay. It's kind of hard to find a quiet spot on the lake right now. The wind's just kind of whipping around. You know, you get in these lakes that got these real steep banks, and it doesn't really matter which way the wind's coming out of. It just seems to get in the lake and follow the hillsides. So I'll show you the first thing I've been throwing today. This is the chatterbait. This is a 1.5 ounce chatterbait, and I've got a little Reactions Innovations Little Dipper. So Little Dipper is a great little, I don't know, it's about a 3.5 inch swim bait. I like the white trash color. Just put a little bit of dye on the tail and on the sides there just to give it a little contrast. They've been hitting this thing. Another trailer that you can put on the same bait is a white menace. And you can also go with the Zoom split tail. This is old school. Shout out to Georgia Bassmasters. He showed me this. Reminded me of that. The other bait that I've been catching fish on is the Moccasin Lures swim jig, and this is just a 1/4 ounce black grape swim jig, and I got a green pumpkin rage crawl on there. This is a great little swim jig. Thing I like about this, it's got this flat head, and it actually comes through cover really good. You can throw it up in a lay down and reel it just like you would a spinnerbait, and it crawls through there. I've been really playing around with it. It's got a nice soft weed guard, and it's got a really good strong stout hook. I'm trying to keep this up off the bottom and fish it really shallow. So when you do that, you want to have a trailer that's got kind of a flat bottom, and that's kind of what I like about this rage crawl. You can see it's got this flat bottom to it. Another trailer like is this NetBaits, the Slim Packa. See how it's really flat? You've got that flat surface, it's going to cause lift, and it's going to allow you to swim that swim jig in shallower water. If you got something that's round, it's going to sink a little faster. A little speed crawl works pretty good too. And some other baits that you can put on, or some other trailers you can put on that, is also the menace. You know, if you want to get it down a little bit deeper, of course I would go with the green pumpkin. I like the black and blue with that green pumpkin on there. seems to work really good for me. And I haven't thrown the, here's another Moccasin Lures jig. This is his shad pattern. It's got the chartreuse in there. It's got the black on the back. And this pairs up really good with a white menace. I haven't thrown the white around. I've just been throwing the chatterbait, which is white, and then the black and blue swim jig, just kind of alternating between the two. I've thrown a spinnerbait around a little bit. I was throwing this little Hack Attack, Strike King Hack Attack. It's got the little orange kicker blade on it. I had a couple bites on it, but they didn't hook up. And I switched to this bluegill colored. Let me see if I can pull this out. This is also another Strike King spinnerbait. That's kind of a, I don't know what you call that. It's a bluegill pattern. It's got the red head, 3/8 ounce. But one thing I wanted to mention, with all this virus stuff that's going on, one of the problems we're having is a lot of our products are manufactured overseas. You know, China is a big player in the global market. And if you're going to go out and buy tackle right now, man, I suggest that you do your best to find something that's American made in America. That's one of the things I like about Moccasins Lures. All this stuff's made down in Georgia. You know, he's got a workshop outside of his house, and he builds all this stuff. It's all made in Georgia. So if you're gonna go buy some lures, some swim jigs, spinnerbaits, there's a lot of that stuff is made here in the States, folks. I mean, you don't have to buy stuff from these big manufacturers. I'm certainly not trying to steer you away from them, because they make good products, but if you've got the option to buy something, buy American. I mean, this is the time when we really need to support our economy. There's a lot of people that have lost jobs, and you know, the option's yours. It's readily available, and you know, go to Moccasin's website and check out his jig prices. They're actually more affordable than, say, Strike King and some of these other jigs, and they're just as good, trust me, if not better. They're well thought out, and you know, they're planned and stuff. But you don't have to buy Moccasin, but just seek out these American companies. I mean, it's too often that we just buy what's at Walmart, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you're in a hurry, you want to swing by Academy and pick up some stuff. I do it all the time. I just told you about the spinnerbaits. Those are Strike King spinnerbaits. But if you have a choice, buy American, folks. Support this economy, support this great country that we live in. A lot of our soft plastics, you know, like Zoom, is made in the USA. You know, that's good stuff. I buy a lot of Zoom products. I like Zoom stuff. So I'm gonna get back to fishing, and I just wanted to run that across you guys. And we have options. We have the choice to buy American. Some stuff like clothing is a lot harder to find. You know, there's a lot of items are pretty much made overseas. They're hard to find American, and some of it is more expensive, but fishing gear is not. I mean, you have the option. It's a lot of times it's more affordable to buy American made products. You just got to look a little bit more to find, a little bit harder to find it, but it's definitely out there. So the option's yours. You know, support your country. The option is yours. So I might throw this. This is looking kind of good. There's a few shad swimming around in here. Subscribe if you haven't while I'm thinking about it, and share it on social media and Facebook. Kinkaid is fishing a little bit tough today. Got a few more hours to fish. The water is, I don't know, it's about a foot. I'm still back here in the no wake. I haven't made my way out to the, out towards the mouth of the no wake area. I'm planning on doing that if I don't run out of time. But the water's about 60 degrees. Like I said, it's 58 to 60. Though I'm sure the water temperature's dropped a lot. We've got a pretty bad cold front came through. This morning got down to 38. The next 3 mornings, the lows are supposed to be like in the mid 30s. So this fishing's going to shut down a little bit for a few days. So I'm going to get back at it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Woo! Fish smoked it. Sitting up there shallow. Look at that, guys. Another nice fish on the swim jig. Look at that, got it. That was cool. That fish was up there in about 2 foot of water. Another nice swim jig fish. Smoked it, man. Skipped it up underneath that. I don't even know what I did. I just threw it up there real shallow and she slammed it. kind of cool. Nothing wrong with that fish. There, folks. Man, that fish was sitting right on that little laydown. That is on the Moccasin Jigs Crawdaddy. Another good jig. Nice fish. I just had a bite on that swim jig coming through there. It just kind of pushed it. So I picked up this, this is another Moccasin Jigs. This is the Crawdaddy color. It's got that orange in there, that red, orange. I'm colorblind, so I think it's orange, but check the head design on that. It's kind of a modified Arky. Sucker comes through cover really, really well. Comes through rock excellent, but another nice fish. That fish really surprised me. It bit right next to the boat. It was about 10 feet from the boat. It just kind of started swimming off. My line just started moving sideways. Some of the best sandwiches I've ever eaten are out here on the water on a fishing trip. There's a nice one. Got a little ham in there, a little turkey, a little cheddar cheese. Got Dave's Killer whole grain bread. Just throw a little mayonnaise on there. Makes good lunch out on the water. Got this little thing too. I got a sweet tooth bad. Runs in the family. Boom! Look at that, man. They're biting. Just got to get it to them. That's a swim jig fish, guys. Same deal. That fish hammered it. These fish are fat. Just got done eating a sandwich and gave this guy a sandwich. That was on that swim jig again. Seems like that's paying off, man. They're kind of hitting the chatterbait, but man, they've been seeing a lot of chatterbaits and a lot of spinnerbaits. So sometimes you got to mix it up a little. You know, one of the things I really like about this swim jig is you can throw it right up in that heavy cover and it comes right through, like the laydowns, wood, it comes right through it. It's pretty cool. Like chatterbait would get hung up a lot. This thing just kind of works its way through there. Crappie. Look at that. Crappie on a swim jig. Look at that, guys. Woo! That's a good one there. Black and blue swim jig. Man, this thing really came through for me today. Caught a lot of nice fish today. If you guys haven't thrown a swim jig, man, give it a chance. It's a great lure in the spawn. These fish start moving up to make beds and stuff. They don't like this thing coming across their bed. Works great around this time of the year. The spawn, the post spawn. You know, I usually go to the white color when the shad starts spawning. It works great. Moccasin makes a good swim jig. There's several companies out there. One thing you want is you want this thing to have a flat spot on the head. That way it comes through the cover. If it's got a cone shape, it's going to roll over and get hung up on you. But swim jigs are awesome right now. I love that bite too, man. It just kind of disappears on you. There we go. That one, folks. There we go. big girl. There's a big girl. She ate it too. Boom, look at there. That fish is all spotted up. Look at that. Boom. What a way to end the day. Nice. Look at that. That is a beautiful fish. Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. Hey, man. Thanks for coming along. Please subscribe. Get out there, try these swim jigs, man. It's working today. Until next time.